Auntie, uncle, you also got this kind of experience or not? The time is exactly 3 a.m. Maybe 3:15 a.m., maybe 3:30 a.m. You look out your HDB window, and everything is pitch black. The whole of Singapore, from Jurong to Changi, feels like it's in a deep sleep. At this time, it's so quiet, you cannot even hear the neighbor's dog that always barks. But you, only you, your eyes are wide open, super awake. You toss and turn, try to count sheep, from 1 sheep to 1,000 sheep, until the sheep all run road already, but the sleepiness is nowhere to be found. The more you think, "Ayo, I must sleep now," the more alert your brain becomes, and then it starts to think about all sorts of things. The Singtel bill you forgot to pay during the day, the wrong thing you said to Auntie Lucy at the lift lobby yesterday, whether your son's work is going smoothly, whether your grandson can keep up with his schoolwork for the PSLE. All these thoughts, like a tangled ball of string, are making a mess in your head in the quiet of the night. That feeling, it's really helpless, very frustrating, and even a bit kanchuang, anxious. You watch the clock tick by. 4 a.m., then 5 a.m. The sky outside starts to get a little bit bright. You think to yourself, "Olamak, finish already. Another night cannot sleep well. Tomorrow confirm no energy. Like that go on, my body will break down, Haw." If you have this problem, you must watch today's video until the end. Today, we are going to expose the big secret that has been troubling so many of our seniors. I will be like a detective, leading you step by step to catch the 5 main culprits that make you wake up sharp at 3 a.m. But more importantly, I won't just throw the problem at you. I will give you a complete, practical set of methods to improve your sleep, maybe even without needing medicine. After watching this, you will no longer feel panic about waking up early. Instead, you will know how to make peace with your own body and find that long-lost peaceful sleep. You wake up the next day feeling refreshed and energetic, not groggy and full of worries. Before we start, if you care about your health, please click the subscribe button and turn on notifications. If you feel the same way, please type 1 in the comments section. If you are also troubled by similar issues, leave a comment, and I will try my best to answer you. Culprit number 1, the fading sleep hormone, melatonin. The first and most common culprit is hiding inside our bodies. Its name is melatonin. What is melatonin? You can think of it as our brain's built-in sleeping pill, the commander-in-chief of our body's sleep switch. When it gets dark and your eyes don't see light, a small gland in your brain called the pineal gland starts to work overtime, producing melatonin. As the melatonin level in your blood gets higher, you start to yawn, your eyelids feel heavy, telling you, time to go to bed, lor. It helps us fall asleep peacefully and maintains our deep sleep throughout the night. But here's the problem. As we get older, after 50 or 60, this hard-working pineal gland, like an old machine, naturally starts to decline. Its ability to produce melatonin is not as good as before. This leads to 2 direct consequences. First, the total amount produced is less, and second, the duration it's produced for is shorter. When you were young, the peak of melatonin could last the whole night, like a high and wide Bukit Timah hill, keeping you soundly asleep. But for us older folks, this hill becomes a small slope, both low and narrow. The most critical moment happens around 3 or 4 a.m. This is the time when melatonin production drops from its peak and the level starts to fall significantly. For a young person, even if the level drops, it's still high enough to maintain sleep. But for us seniors, because our base level is already low, this drop might bring it below the waking threshold. What is this waking threshold? It's like an alarm line. Once the melatonin level in your blood drops below this line, your brain gets a signal, warning. Warning. Sleep mode can be turned off. And so, you wake up. And because your body's sleeping pill is almost used up, once you're awake, it's very, very difficult to fall back asleep. This is the real reason why you always wake up around the same time and feel so wide awake. So, facing this natural process of aging, are we helpless? Of course not. Although we can't make our pineal gland young again, we can use some smart methods to help it work better. I'll give you 3 keys to rescue your melatonin. Key 1. Daytime charging. This is very, very important, but many people ignore it. Melatonin production doesn't start at night, its kickoff ceremony is during the day. Our body needs enough sunlight, especially morning sun, to tell the brain, okay, it's daytime now, stay awake, and also, please prepare the ingredients for tonight's melatonin. So, I strongly recommend you spend at least 30 minutes outdoors every day. Go for a walk at the park connector, do some light exercise at the void deck, and get some sun. You don't need to stand under the hot noon sun, the morning sun is perfect. This is how you stock up on the most important fuel for your good night's sleep. Key 2. Nighttime lights out. If daylight is needed to start the melatonin production line, then darkness is needed to press the release button. What is melatonin's biggest enemy? It's blue light. Your handphone, tablet, computer, and TV screen all emit high-intensity blue light. It goes straight into your eyes and tells your brain, still daytime. Don't produce melatonin. So, you must make this a rule: 1 hour before bed, say goodbye to all electronic devices. Switch off the main living room light and use a soft, warm bedside lamp instead. When you go into the bedroom, draw the blackout curtains to create a completely dark environment. Darkness is melatonin's best friend. Key 3. Evening delay tactic. Many people, after retiring, have less to do at night and feel like sleeping by 8 or 9 p.m. But if you go to bed too early, the melatonin peak will also arrive earlier and then end earlier, around 3 or 4 a.m. So, we can strategically delay the time our body enters sleep mode. You can schedule some light social activities around 6 or 7 p.m., like chatting with your family or going for a walk downstairs. This keeps your brain a bit active and cleverly pushes your bedtime back a little, say from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. By doing this, the entire small slope of melatonin production is shifted back by an hour. The time it drops below the waking level will naturally move from 3 a.m. to 4 or 5 a.m. Also, your diet can help. Foods like milk, bananas, and nuts like almonds are rich in something called tryptophan, which is the raw material our body uses to make melatonin. But remember, just a small cup of warm milk 1 or 2 hours before bed is enough. Don't eat a big meal, or it will burden your stomach and make it harder to sleep. Culprit number 2, the body clock that shifted forward. After catching the first culprit, melatonin, let's look at the second major one. This problem is especially obvious in friends who have just retired. In medical terms, it's called advanced sleep phase syndrome. In plain Singlish, it just means your body clock has moved forward, law. Inside our body, there's an invisible clock that controls when we feel sleepy and when we feel awake. This clock is deeply influenced by our daily routine. When you were working, life had a fixed rhythm, and your body clock was locked in place. But once you retire, this powerful external framework suddenly disappears. As a result, many people's life rhythms start to shift forward without them realizing it. They wake up at 5 or 6 a.m. and just get up. Waking up early means all 3 meals become earlier. Dinner might be eaten at 5:30 p.m. By 7:30 p.m., they feel like the day's tasks are all done, nothing left to do. By 8:30 or 9 p.m., they are in bed. You might think this is early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, but that's where the problem is. If you sleep at 9 p.m., based on a normal 7 to 8 hours of sleep, waking up at 4 or 5 a.m. is actually completely normal. But because the sky is still dark then, you feel like you've woken up too early and have insomnia. This phenomenon, where your entire sleep cycle moves forward due to a change in lifestyle, is just your body adapting to your new routine. So, what should we do about this disrupted body clock? The principle is simple: work with it, don't fight against it. First, accept the natural pattern. You need to tell yourself, it's normal for older people to have a natural tendency to sleep and wake up earlier. This is a normal physiological change. Don't become overly anxious just because you wake up earlier than when you were younger. Anxiety itself is sleep's greatest enemy. Second, reshape your daily rhythm. Since the problem is that your routine has shifted too far forward, we can consciously move some activities to later in the day to recalibrate the clock. For example, if you used to watch the 7 p.m. MediaCorp drama after dinner, try watching the repeat online the next morning instead. Use the time after dinner to organize old photos or video call your children and grandchildren. By extending your pre-bedtime leisure from 1 hour to 2, you will naturally go to bed a bit later. Third, create a pre-sleep ritual. The purpose of this ritual is to gently extend your waking period. The key is to choose activities with low blue light. I highly recommend reading a physical book or magazine before bed. Or you can listen to some soft, classical music, or do some slow stretching exercises. This process, lasting about 30 to 60 minutes, acts like a buffer zone, telling your body, hey, don't rush to sleep, but we are getting ready to rest. By gently pushing your bedtime from 9 p.m. to 10 or 10:30 p.m., your early waking problem will naturally improve a lot. Culprit number 3, hidden SOS signals from your body. We've talked about melatonin and the body clock. Now, the third culprit is very personal. It comes from inside your body, some hidden health issues that are sending you SOS signals in the middle of the night. During the day, with all the noise and distractions, it's easy to ignore small aches and pains. But at 3 a.m., when it's completely quiet, all your senses become extra sharp. At this time, any tiny bit of discomfort gets magnified, like a needle poking your sleep balloon, waking you up instantly. What are some common SOS signals from the body? Frequent nighttime urination, nocturia for both aunties and uncles. Bladder function can weaken with age. For uncles, prostate problems can also cause you to wake up several times a night. Think about it, every time you get up, it's not just an interruption to your sleep, it's also a small shock to your cardiovascular system. Joint pain, arthritis and other rheumatic pains often feel worse at night when you're still. That aching, stiff feeling can often be painful enough to wake you up. You don't have to just stay and endure it. Stomach discomfort, especially acid reflux, if your dinner was too heavy, too oily, or if you drank strong kopi o gao or tea, stomach acid is more likely to flow back up when you lie down. This can cause heartburn or a chronic cough, making your sleep very restless. Medication side effects, this is very important. Many blood pressure medications contain diuretics. If you take them just before you sleep, they will start working in the middle of the night, making you the toilet's best friend. To deal with these body alerts, we need a precision management strategy. First, I strongly suggest you get a small notebook and start a sleep diary. Record what time you sleep, what time you wake up, how many times you woke up at night, and what you felt when you woke up. Was it to go to the toilet? Where was the pain? Also, record what you had for dinner and what medications you took. After recording for 1 or 2 weeks, you might find some surprising patterns. This diary is the most valuable information you can give your doctor. Second, if you suspect your medication is the cause, please bring your diary and talk to your doctor. Never, ever stop taking your medicine on your own. You can discuss with your doctor, "Doc, I noticed that after taking this medicine, I wake up a few times at night. Can we try changing the time I take it from night to morning?" Just adjusting the timing might greatly improve your sleep quality. Finally, learn to get specialist help for specific problems. If you have joint pain, see an orthopedic or rehabilitation specialist. If you always have heartburn, see a gastroenterologist. Remember, solving these underlying health issues is like switching off the alarm that wakes you up at night. Your sleep will naturally become more peaceful. Culprit number 4, the midnight lonely heart, emotional waking. If the first 3 culprits were about the body, this fourth one goes deeper, into our hearts and minds. I call it the midnight lonely heart, or emotional waking. Have you ever had this experience? You wake up in the middle of the night, your body feels fine, but your heart feels empty, a bit lost, a bit lonely. Then, your mind starts playing a movie, replaying things from the past or worrying about the future. For those of you watching, have you ever felt this way in the dead of night? If you have, let me know in the comments. You are not alone. This kind of psychological waking, with no clear physical cause, is actually a deep call from our subconscious. Psychologists have found that when we enter deep sleep, our subconscious becomes very active. Feelings of loss, loneliness, and of no longer being needed, feelings we suppress during the day, can surface at this time, jolt our minds, and wake us up from sleep. Facing this call from deep within our hearts, trying to suppress or ignore it won't work. What we need is emotional release and support. The most important solution is what I call topping up your emotional account during the day. Think about it, if a cup is filled with water during the day, it won't feel empty at night. You have to proactively top up your emotional account in the daytime. Once a week, invite your old khakis, friends, for kopi at the hawker center. Sign up for a course at the community club. Set a fixed time every day to have a video call with your children or grandchildren far away. When your emotional needs are met during the day, the need for your mind to process these emotions at night will be greatly reduced. The second method is to build an emotional firewall for your sleep. 1 hour before bed, you must stay away from information that triggers your anxiety, like political debates or crime news. Instead, you can try writing a gratitude journal. Every night before you sleep, write down 3 small things that happened today that you are thankful for. This small exercise will shift your focus from worry to the beautiful and warm things in your life. Finally, what if you still wake up? Remember this one rule: don't fight it by tossing and turning in bed. The more you fight, the more anxious you get. Choose to gently accept this moment of wakefulness. Get up, leave the bedroom, and go to the living room. Pour yourself a small sip of warm water, sit in a chair, close your eyes, and take a few deep breaths. Transform this moment from, I have insomnia, to, this is my quiet time to make peace with myself. When you stop fighting it and relax, sleepiness will often return on its own. Culprit number 5, the myth of perfect sleep. Alright, we've caught 4 culprits. But before we finish, there's a 5th one, and I think it's the most important one to conquer. It's not a specific culprit but a wrong idea planted in our minds that causes endless anxiety. This wrong idea is, we must sleep through the night, we must get 8 full hours, otherwise it's unhealthy, it's insomnia. This perfect sleep standard is like a tight band around the heads of everyone who struggles with sleep. When you wake up at 3 a.m., your first reaction isn't I'm awake, but, Olemek, I have insomnia. Today, I want you to join me in breaking this myth. I want to tell you a surprising historical fact. The uninterrupted sleep we think is normal is actually a product of the Industrial Revolution. Before electric lights, the human sleep pattern was actually segmented sleep. People went to bed after sunset, slept for 3 or 4 hours, then would naturally wake up for an hour or two in the middle of the night, before going back to sleep for the second half of the night. I'm not encouraging you to purposely break your sleep into 2 parts. I'm telling you this so that you understand that if this natural waking happens occasionally, you don't need to panic. Our ancestors slept this way too. So, for us seniors, for our sleep to become lighter, shorter, and more fragmented is, to some extent, our body returning to a more natural sleep pattern. It is not a disease, but a natural adaptation of the body. Once we understand this, we can fundamentally say goodbye to the anxiety of waking up early and redefine what good sleep means for us. First, please change the way you measure sleep. From today onwards, the gold standard for judging your sleep quality is not how many hours you slept, but how you feel during the day. Ask yourself, do I have enough energy during the day? Can I handle my daily chores like going to the market and cooking? Is my mood stable? If the answers are all yes, then congratulations. Even if you only slept for 6 hours and woke up once in between, your sleep quality is perfectly fine. You absolutely do not need to worry about it. Second, I invite you to embrace your waking moments. The next time you wake up at 3 a.m., don't panic. Calmly tell yourself, oh, my first round of sleep is over. Now is my private time. You can see this quiet, undisturbed time as a gift from heaven. You can use this time to plan, to reflect, or simply to think about nothing and enjoy the peace and quiet. When you change its meaning from the torture of insomnia to a rest for your soul, you will find your entire mindset changes. Finally, please build a multidimensional health assessment. Stop focusing only on sleep as the single indicator of health. Health is a combined result of your diet, exercise, mood, and social life. When you are doing well in all these other areas, your sleep problems will often improve on their own. Conclusion. Today, we went on a deep dive together and uncovered the 5 big secrets behind waking up at 3 a.m., the decrease of our body's sleep hormone, melatonin, our body clock shifting forward after retirement, our body sending SOS signals through urination and pain, our hearts expressing loneliness, and most importantly, being trapped by the wrong idea of perfect sleep. I hope you can understand that waking up at 3 a.m. is most likely not some terrible disease. It's your body, in its own unique way, trying to talk to you. It's reminding you to get more sun in the day and turn off your phone at night. It's telling you to reschedule your life, find new joys, listen to your body's signals, solve those small underlying issues, and pay more attention to your heart, giving yourself more warmth and companionship. Start by embracing the 3 a.m. version of yourself. Learn to make peace with age and be friends with your body. Stop fighting against your body, stop fighting for sleep. Try the methods mentioned in the video today, even if it's just one small change, like putting your phone in the living room before bed or going for a 10-minute walk after dinner. May you no longer fear the arrival of the night, nor be anxious about the coming of the dawn. May you fall asleep peacefully and wake up gracefully. I wish all my auntie and uncle friends, every night a good sleep, and every day a good mood. Stay healthy and happy.